Welcome back to day 11 of A Dream to Reality. How are we all doing? Right. As you all know, we've currently got this Dire Straits songwriting challenge on the go. However, you can't help it when you write a new song. You don't know what's around the corner. You cannot tell your brain to don't write another song, we're concentrating on this Dire Straits one. It's impossible. The reason I'm saying this is because I was at work, chilling, thinking, right, let's make the next verse for the Dire Straits song. And it just so happened I wrote a new song. So I'm going to play it now because I'm trying to keep a diary of these things. Even though I'm putting these on YouTube, I'm also putting these all on a hard drive for myself. How cool would it be if I was 60 years old and I could see myself back when I was in my 20s? That's just cool, isn't it? So we're going to do the songwriting challenge, the Dire Straits one. But before we do, let me just show you what I wrote today. Well, it was 2 days ago when I wrote it. Forgive me. Oh my days. I got a new coffee machine. And you put those little latte sachets in it. Damn! Tastes good. Yeah. I mean, again, I've been listening, because I've been listening to Knopfler, and he reminds me of Bob Dylan. And then obviously Bob Dylan had a big inspiration on like George Harrison, the Beatles. My dad's from Liverpool. I'm half Liverpudlian. I really love that kind of folk type of music. So I wrote this. I'm trying to be a better man. You don't call a fool somebody you would never say, never learns from his mistakes. I'm trying to learn to swallow words before I spit them out. But often it is harder than it seems, so I will bite my tongue till it bleeds. And I won't leave no stone. I won't leave no stone. It's a cool chord. Still getting used to how to play that chord. I'm trying to learn to empathize. That's part of being wise. See things from another point of view and feel what it's like in their shoes. I'm trying to learn to compromise, yet not get left behind, and balance all the things I want to keep. But sometimes you just gotta cut some strings. And I won't leave no stone. I won't leave no stone. And do you know what I like about that song? Often when I play guitar, it's 99% of the time it's on my own. And I like songs where I can just sing them and not have to raise my voice. And that is why I feel I'm connecting so much with Dire Straits. Not only does he play guitar licks and choose notes that I think I would personally choose. If someone said go in the studio, write... If someone had a track and it was the rhythm guitar, the bass and the drums, and they said write a solo over this section, I think... And I'm not saying it would come out as smooth or it would sound as good as Mark Knopfler's. I'm not saying that. But I think we would choose the kind of similar notes around the same kind of scales. Do you know what I mean? And I think like the speed would be the kind of similar. And the selection of notes, you know, there's only so many notes. But I think I gravitate so much towards him because he plays the kind of things I would choose to play as well. But he also sings in a quite a low tone. You know what I mean? And I like to sing those kind of songs. So when I wrote that the other day, I was writing a song more or less for just me, where I can sing it, pick my guitar up, and it's just I'm not trying too hard. Mate, I don't know what's in that, but it's delicioso. Right. On to the Mark Knopfler song. We're going to switch the screen in a moment over to on Logic, which is a DAW, which is what you record music into. Before we do, I did write a new lyrics. So, let me go over what I was doing. It was, so the first verse is: woke up this morning, poured myself a drink, picked up my guitar as I looked out to the sea. Didn't think much of it, it's nothing I've not seen. But then I put on the news and I soon realised how lucky I am to be a healthy man. To be a wealthy man. Now the first thing that I do when I wake up is look up to the sky. Thank the Lord that I'm here and I'm grateful for a new sunrise and that I'm alive. So I thought the second verse is, someone left a good comment. They were like, what about, you know, you woke up this morning and you didn't pour yourself a drink and, you know, it flips it. So I took some inspiration from that. So thank you for the person who commented on that. I'm reading your comments and I'm thinking, how can I adjust the song into that? Maybe something I wouldn't do. So in this next breath, in the next verse, I just chose to go down. I have a complete different mind frame now. So when I put my shoes on and go to leave the house, I look in the mirror and make sure that I smile. I no longer question when I feel down. I remind myself of good health, and I soon turn that frown upside down. Now, when you say it like that, it sounds cheesy pie, as people would say in England. That sounds corny, but it's true. So, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Might sound corny. What do you want me to do? Choose a better way of saying it? Choose more elegant words? Nah, I'm keeping it cheesy. The only thing is, I don't know how I was phrasing it. I recorded it though, because like I say, number one rule, always record. However, I'm not going to listen to it back. I'm pretty sure I know how to do it. Right, let's play the song. Woke up this morning, pour myself a drink, picked up my guitar as I look out to the sea. I didn't think much of it, it's nothing I've not seen. But then I put on the news and I soon realized how lucky I am to be a healthy man. Now the first thing that I do when I wake up is look up to the sky and thank the Lord that I'm here, and I'm grateful for a new sunrise and that I'm alive. Right, new verse. When I put my shoes on and go to leave the house, I look in the mirror and make sure that I smile. I no longer question why I feel down. I remind, so this is the bit I need to get. I remind myself. Okay, wait. Why I feel down. I remind myself. What? I remind myself of good health, and I soon turn that frown. Wait, and I remind myself of. Oh, mate, this is why you record. Thankfully, I've got it, but I don't want to have to go back to it. I remind myself. I remind myself of. I don't know how I would have done it. I remind myself of. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go back, guys. This is why you always record. So. Bro. So. Hold on. I remind myself. Nah, I don't want to have to go back. I need to learn how to remember stuff. I remind myself. So how do I say the first one? So I go, but then I put on the news and I remind myself of good. That doesn't sound good to me. I remind myself of health, and I soon turn that frown upside down. I remind myself of good health, and I soon turn that frown upside down. I remind myself of good. I remind my time. Oh, mate, we're gonna have to change it. So I remind myself of good health, and there we go. I remind myself of good health, and I soon turn that upside down. Oh, and I come up with this thing as well. I remind myself of good health, and that's why I was saying self, because self-health, it sounded. So now it does sound good. Isn't it weird? It's how you phrase things can completely change it. A minute ago I was thinking, scrap this is whack. But now I'm thinking, actually I like it again. So it goes, I no longer question why I feel down. I remind myself of good health and okay. I remind myself of good health and I soon turn that frown upside down. And I come up with this thing here. So when I go to that E on the first time round, on the first verse I go to be a healthy man, but on this one I go upside down. But what I did there, the difference is instead of muting it to be a healthy man, when Mark Knopfler plays, he does a lot of, as I've showed you guys on the reactions, he will do some ghost notes. Which is what I like to do. You know what I mean? Anyway, what I'm getting at is, because he does them when he's playing, I can do it on this one. You know what I mean? And it gives a percussive sound off, because I will do that on the electric as well. And it just sounds cool. It's going to give it that, which will go well with the percussion. So, soon turn that frown upside down. Now the first thing that I do when I wake up is look up to the sky. Thank the Lord that I'm here and I'm grateful for a new sunrise, that I'm alive. Solo. But you know that bit. The song is done, guys. The skeleton of the song is done. Now we need to take it to the computer, record the scratch and do the drums. Stick around for that. Let's do it. There's a high chance this won't work, yeah. And we're going to have to call this episode. If you're thinking, what's that? Man's got a spot. So, before we do this, let me quickly, let's see what we've done. You know, as we do, we like to do a breakdown each day of how well we're doing, because the dream to reality, if you know, we're trying to make this my 9 to 5. It's my dream. You can't fault a man for having a dream, can you? What you put on this earth, you want to do what you want to do, don't you? Without sounding corny. So, I've set myself goals. And it's for the channels, isn't it? 3 channels. Raygo Blue Music, which is my band. Raygo Reactions, which is, I love reacting to music. And this channel, which, oh mate, if I could do this for a living. Holy moly donut shop. Anyway, let's look at today's statistics. Joe Walker, this channel, 508 subscribers. Let's go, guys. We hit the 500 mark. 500 more, that's 1,000, and you can get monetized on the channel. Raygo Reactions, 7,770, mate. Come on. Mate, let's go. Literally, that's like 100 overnight. Let's go. Raygo Blue Music, 737. Come on. Come on. So, guys, I'm going to try and move this onto the drums now, but if it doesn't work, peace out.